Please, don't let them find me." The stranger's blood dripped onto my doorstep. His eyes held mine through the rain. Behind him, lanterns bobbed in the darkness. Voices shouted. Dogs barked. I should have slammed the door, should have called for help, should have done what any proper doctor's wife would do. But I didn't. My name is Eleanor Pryce. For 7 years I lived in Cottonwood Falls as Dr. Benjamin Pryce's wife. Our house sat at the edge of town, white painted wood with a medical office attached. Ben traveled most weeks to ranches and mining camps across 3 counties. He was needed everywhere. I stayed home, kept the garden, swept the porch, waited. People said I was lucky, a doctor's wife, respectable, comfortable. They didn't know how quiet a big house could be, how long the nights stretched when you slept alone. That November night changed everything. The knock came just after 10. Thunder rolled across the prairie like God clearing his throat. Rain hammered the roof in angry fists. Ben wouldn't be home for 3 more days. I was alone. I'd been reading by lamplight, a novel about a woman in Boston who fell in love with a sailor. Foolish stories for foolish hours. When I opened the door, the man nearly fell into my arms. Tall, dark-haired. His face pale under dirt and rain. His shirt was torn, blood soaked through his left side, spreading dark and wet against the fabric. "Ma'am," he gasped. "I'm sorry. I know it's late, but they're hunting me." Said I killed a man in Dodge City. "Did you?" My voice came out steadier than I felt. "No." His gray eyes locked onto mine. They were the color of storm clouds. "I swear on my mother's grave. I didn't kill anyone." Behind him, lanterns bobbed in the darkness like fireflies. I could hear Sheriff Dawson's voice now, calling orders to his men. Dogs barked. They sounded hungry for blood. I had maybe 30 seconds to decide, to slam the door and call for help, to do what any proper doctor's wife would do, or to listen to the voice in my chest that said this man was telling the truth. "Inside," I said, quickly. He stumbled through the doorway. I caught him before he fell. His weight pressed against me, heavy and warm. He smelled like rain and leather and something copper, blood. "The examining room," I whispered. "Through there." I helped him across the front parlor. Our wedding portrait watched from the wall. Ben's medical certificates hung in gold frames. Everything proper, everything perfect, everything about to be destroyed. He collapsed onto the examination table with a groan he tried to muffle. His hand pressed against his side. Blood seeped through his fingers. "Stay quiet," I told him. "Don't move, don't make a sound." His hand caught my wrist. His grip was weak but desperate. His palm was rough with calluses. A working man's hand. "Why are you helping me?" I didn't have an answer. Not one that made sense. I barely knew myself anymore. The knock came hard and official, Sheriff Dawson's fist against my door, demanding entry. I smoothed my skirts. My heart pounded. I looked calm. The perfect doctor's wife. I opened the door with a smile. "Sheriff Dawson, what brings you out in this weather?" The sheriff stood with Deputy Cole and 4 townsmen, dripping wet, grim faces. "Evening, Mrs. Pryce. We're tracking a fugitive, man named Rafe Hollis. Killed a rancher outside Dodge City. Trail led straight here." "A killer?" I pressed my hand to my chest. "How frightening." "He's wounded. Dangerous. You seen anyone suspicious tonight?" I looked past him. Rain fell in sheets. "No one, Sheriff. I've been reading all evening." Sheriff Dawson's eyes swept into the house. "Mind if we look around?" My stomach dropped, but I stepped aside. "Of course." They filed inside, searched everything. Parlor, kitchen, upstairs bedrooms. I held my breath when Deputy Cole approached the medical office door. "What's in here, ma'am?" "My husband's examining room." He opened it, glanced around. "Nothing here, Sheriff." Empty. My heart stuttered. Where had he gone? They found nothing. Sheriff Dawson apologized. "If you see anything unusual, send word. This man is dangerous." "Of course, Sheriff." I watched them vanish into rain, then locked the door. "They're gone," I whispered. "They're gone," I whispered. No answer. The examination table was empty. Then I saw it. The supply closet door, ajar. He was crammed inside, wedged between shelves. Eyes closed, fresh blood beneath him. Mr. Hollis? No response. His pulse fluttered weak, skin cold and clammy. He was dying. I pulled him out, got him back onto the table. The wound looked worse, angry, infected. I'd never done this, never treated a gunshot, but Ben wasn't here. I rolled up my sleeves, lit every lamp, laid out Ben's instruments: scissors, forceps, needle and catgut thread, carbolic acid. The bullet was lodged deep. I'd have to cut it out. I gave him laudanum, not enough to kill him, just enough for unconsciousness. Then I picked up the scalpel, made the first cut. My hands steadied as I worked. 20 minutes later, the bullet clinked into the metal dish, a small piece of lead that had nearly killed him. I cleaned the wound, stitched it, bandaged it tight. By dawn, I'd finished. Hands covered in blood, dress ruined, but he was breathing easier. He would live. I collapsed into Ben's chair, stared at the stranger I'd saved. What had I done? He woke 3 hours later. You saved my life. I sat up, gray eyes clearer now. I removed the bullet. You'll need rest. Why did you help me? When you looked at me, I believed you. I didn't kill that man. His jaw tightened, but I was there when he died. Then who did? His eyes held mine. Someone you know. Someone this town trusts. The words hung between us. Before I could ask more, hoofbeats, multiple horses, coming fast. I moved to the window. Sheriff Dawson was back, with twice as many men. Rafe tried to sit up. Turn me in. Tell them. No. Mrs. Pryce. Eleanor. I didn't save your life just to hand you over. They'll arrest you. Let them try. A knock thundered. Mrs. Pryce. We know he's in there. Can you walk? I asked. If I have to. Then follow me. This house had a secret, a hidden cellar Ben's father built during the war. I led Rafe toward the kitchen, toward the trap door beneath the pantry floor. But as I reached for the handle, a voice stopped me cold. Eleanor, open this door right now. My husband had come home early, and from the fury in his voice, he already knew what I'd done. I stood frozen, Rafe behind me. My husband's voice at the door, Sheriff Dawson pounding outside, trapped between 3 men. Eleanor, open this door. I looked at Rafe. Go down into the cellar. Now, he disappeared into darkness. I kicked the rug over the trap door, smoothed my dress, walked to the front door. Ben stood there, rain-soaked and wild-eyed. Behind him, Sheriff Dawson and his men. Ben, you're home early. Don't play innocent. Mrs. Henderson saw you pulling a wounded man inside last night. My stomach dropped. The neighbor who never slept. I don't know what she saw. She saw you harboring a fugitive. Sheriff Dawson stepped forward. We're searching again. You already searched, and we found nothing. But your neighbor gave sworn testimony. Mrs. Henderson pushed forward. That man was covered in blood, and you helped him inside. Ben stared at me, waiting for me to deny it. But I was tired of lying. He was hurt. What was I supposed to do? Let him bleed to death? Ben's face went white. You admit it. I treated a wounded man. He's accused of murder. Ben's voice rose. And you put us both in danger, for a stranger, for someone who needed help. He says he didn't do it. The men exchanged glances. Where is he now? The sheriff pressed. I don't know. This morning he was gone. Not quite a lie. But Ben knew, could see his obedient wife had become someone he didn't recognize. Search the house, the sheriff ordered. They tore through rooms, overturned furniture. Ben stood with me in the hall, silent. Why? He finally asked. Why would you do this? I didn't have words he'd understand, for the loneliness that had lived in me for 7 years, for feeling like a doll in a dollhouse. When Rafe appeared at my door, something in me woke up. I couldn't let him die, even if it meant losing everything. Me? The question hung heavy. Our marriage had always been more duty than love. Sheriff, found something. Deputy Cole held up a torn, bloodied cloth from our bedroom. Still claim you don't know where he is? That could be from anything. Don't, Ben's voice cut through. Don't make it worse. He looked at me with grief, like watching me die. She's in league with him, Mrs. Henderson declared. maybe helped plan the murder. That's ridiculous. Is it? You're always alone. All those nights your husband is gone. In a small town, reputation was everything. Mine was crumbling. We need to search the property, the sheriff said. Every inch. The men filed out. I was alone with Ben in our bedroom. Did he force you? No. I chose this. Ben flinched. You chose to betray me. What have we built, Ben? A house where you're gone more than you're here? A marriage where we're polite strangers? And this is how you punish me? He's not a murderer. You don't know that. Yes, I do. Ben stared at me. They're going to find him. You'll be arrested. Everything will be destroyed. Then it will be destroyed. His face crumpled. I don't know you anymore. Maybe you never did. He walked out. Below, men searched, getting closer to the kitchen. But instead of fear, I felt free. For the first time in 7 years, I'd made a choice that was mine. I went downstairs, walked to the kitchen, stood over the trap door. Rafe, they're searching. Run. There's a tunnel to the creek. Follow it east. Old trapper's cabin 3 miles out. Silence. Then one word, rough with pain. Why? I couldn't let you die. You were losing everything. I know. Thank you. 2 words. More weight than 7 years of Ben's gratitude. Go. The kitchen door burst open. Sheriff Dawson stood there. Found tracks from your cellar, leading east. Then you'd better hurry. He studied me. You're under arrest. Harboring a fugitive. Prison time. I understand. Your life is over. Your reputation. Your marriage. All of it. I thought about the perfect house. The perfect marriage. The perfect lie. Yes. I understand. Then you're a fool. Maybe. But as they led me away in handcuffs, as neighbors watched as my world collapsed, I felt more alive than I had in years. The rain had stopped, sun broke through clouds, and somewhere out there a man with gray eyes ran toward freedom. I'd made a choice that was mine alone, and for the first time in 7 years I had no regrets. The jail cell was smaller than my pantry, cold stone walls, a narrow cot, a single barred window too high to see through. I'd been there 2 days when Ben finally came. He stood outside the bars, wouldn't look at me, just held his hat in his hands like he was at a funeral. The trial is set for next week, he said quietly. They're charging you with harboring a fugitive, aiding and abetting. Judge Carson thinks you were involved with him. Involved. Romantically. Ben's jaw tightened. The whole town thinks you and that man were, that you planned this together. I almost laughed. Almost. I met him once, Ben, for a few hours, while he was bleeding on our kitchen floor. Then why? His voice cracked. Why risk everything? Our marriage, your freedom. Why? Because he needed help. So do a lot of people. You don't see me throwing away my life for every patient who walks through my door. Maybe you should. The words hung between us. Ben finally looked at me, really looked at me, like he was seeing a stranger. I brought you something. He reached into his coat, pulled out a folded paper, a letter. It came this morning, addressed to you. He slid it through the bars. Our fingers didn't touch. The envelope had no return address, just my name in rough, uneven handwriting. Who's it from? Ben asked. I don't know, but my heart knew, even before I opened it, even before I saw the first line. Mrs. Pryce, you saved my life, now let me save yours. My hands shook as I read. The man they say I killed was named Marcus Webb, rancher outside Dodge. Good man, family man, but he saw something he shouldn't have. 3 weeks ago, Webb caught someone stealing medicine from his barn. Not just any medicine, morphine, laudanum, expensive stuff meant for hospitals. Webb followed the thief, saw him loading crates into a wagon marked with a medical cross. The thief was Dr. Howard Pierce, your husband's partner in the circuit practice. The words blurred. I had to stop, breathe. Eleanor? Ben's voice seemed far away. What does it say? I kept reading. Webb confronted Pierce, said he'd report him to the marshal. Pierce pulled a gun. I was there buying horses, heard the shot, ran over, found Webb dying. Pierce saw me, panicked, shot at me too, hit my shoulder, then he ran. left me there with Webb's body and his gun in my hand. By the time the ranch hands came, Pierce was gone. All they saw was me, covered in blood, standing over their boss. I ran. Figured no jury would believe me over a doctor. But you believed me, Mrs. Pryce. Without proof, without reason, just believed. So here's your proof. Pierce has been stealing from patients for months, selling medicine to opium dealers in Kansas City. Check his accounts. Check his supply orders. You'll find the truth. I'm sorry for the trouble I brought to your door, but not sorry you opened it. ERH. The letter fell from my hands. Eleanor. Ben reached through the bars. What is it? What does it say? Howard Pierce, I whispered. Your partner. He's the killer. Ben's face went pale. What? Read it. I pushed the letter toward him. Read it, and tell me I'm crazy. He read. I watched his expression change. Watched doubt become shock. Become something darker. This has to be a lie. Howard's been my partner for 3 years. He's a good man, a good doctor. Is he? Yes, I've worked with him, treated patients alongside him. I would know if. Ben stopped. His face changed. The supply orders. What about them? Last month, we were running low on morphine. Howard said the shipment was delayed, but I saw the invoice. We'd ordered twice our normal amount. His voice dropped. And it was gone in 2 weeks. I thought maybe we'd had more emergencies than usual, but you didn't question it. No, he looked at the letter again. No, I didn't. The truth settled between us, heavy and cold. If this is real, Ben said slowly. If Howard really killed that man, then you saved an innocent man's life. And he couldn't finish. You had me arrested. I didn't know. You could have trusted me. How? His voice rose. How could I trust a wife who hides fugitives, who lies to the law, who risks everything for a stranger? The same way I trusted you for 7 years, I said quietly, blindly, completely, without question. The words landed like stones. Ben stepped back from the bars. I need to check the medical office, the records. If there's proof, there's proof. Rafe wouldn't lie about this. You don't know that. Yes, I said. I do. He stared at me. You keep saying that. Like you know him. Like you can see into his soul after one meeting. Can't you see into mine after 7 years? No answer. Because we both knew the truth. We'd spent 7 years as strangers sharing a house. Polite, proper, empty. I'll check the records, Ben said. If there's evidence against Howard, I'll bring it to Sheriff Dawson. And if there's not, then I'm married to a woman who threw away her life for nothing. He put his hat on, turned to leave. Ben. My voice stopped him. Did you ever love me? Really love me? He didn't turn around. I thought I did. I thought that was enough. But it wasn't. No. His shoulders sagged. It wasn't. He walked away. Left me alone in the cell with Rafe's letter and the truth we'd both been avoiding for 7 years. I sat on the narrow cot. Read the letter again. Not sorry you opened it. Neither was I. Even if it cost me everything, even if the town never forgave me, even if Ben never came back, I'd made a choice that was mine. For the first time in my life, I'd chosen what I believed over what I was told. Chosen mercy over duty. Chosen to live instead of exist. 2 hours later, Ben returned. He wasn't alone. Sheriff Dawson was with him, and Howard Pierce, in handcuffs. Found the evidence, Ben said. His voice was hollow. In Howard's office, ledgers showing sales to a dealer in Kansas City. Enough morphine to supply 3 hospitals. All paid in cash. You had no right, Pierce started. Shut up, Howard. The sheriff tightened his grip. You're under arrest for the murder of Marcus Webb and for attempted murder of Rafe Hollis. Pierce's face twisted. That fugitive is a liar. He's trying to save his own neck. He's not lying. Ben pulled out a leather-bound ledger. Your handwriting, your signature, your crimes. I stood, gripped the bars. Where is he? Where's Rafe? Gone, the sheriff said. Tracks went cold at the river. Probably halfway to California by now. Gone, safe, free. The relief hit me so hard I had to sit down. Mrs. Pryce. Sheriff Dawson cleared his throat. In light of new evidence, all charges against you are dropped. You're free to go." The cell door swung open. After 2 days, I could walk out. But I didn't move. "Eleanor," Ben stood in the doorway. "You can come home now." Home. To the empty house, the silent marriage, the life I'd been living on autopilot for 7 years. "No," I heard myself say. "I don't think I can." Ben's face crumpled. "What do you mean?" "I mean I'm not the same woman you arrested 2 days ago, and you're not the husband I thought I married." I stood, walked to the cell door. "I need time to figure out who I am when I'm not being your perfect wife." "How much time?" "I don't know." He nodded slowly, like he'd been expecting this. "Where will you go?" "I don't know that either." But something in me knew I'd head east, toward California, toward the man with gray eyes who'd thanked me in the darkness. Not because I loved him, I didn't even know him, but because he represented something I'd never had. A choice, an adventure, a life that was mine. "I'm sorry," I told Ben, and I was. Sorry for the pain. Sorry it took a fugitive at the door to wake me up. Sorry we'd wasted 7 years pretending. "So am I," he said quietly. I walked out of the jail, into the November sunshine, into whatever came next. The town watched me leave. Let them watch. Let them talk. I'd spent 7 years worried about what they thought. I was done worrying. The road east stretched before me, long and uncertain in mine. And somewhere ahead, a man with gray eyes was running toward freedom. Maybe I'd find him. Maybe I wouldn't. But at least I was finally running too. I made it 3 miles before the rain started. Cold November rain that soaked through my coat. My shoes were wrong for walking. My dress dragged in the mud. But I kept going. East. Always east. I had no plan, no money, just a small bag with a change of clothes and the letter from Rafe folded in my pocket. The trapper's cabin he'd mentioned was somewhere ahead. Maybe he'd stop there. Maybe I'd find him. Maybe I was crazy. The thought made me laugh, standing in the rain on a muddy road, chasing a fugitive I'd known for hours. The perfect doctor's wife had finally lost her mind. "Eleanor." I turned. A horse approached through the rain. For a moment I thought it was Ben, coming to bring me home, to tell me I was making a mistake. But it wasn't Ben. It was Rafe Hollis. He pulled up beside me. His face was pale. The bandage on his shoulder showed blood seeping through. "What are you doing?" he asked. "Walking." "In a storm?" It seemed appropriate. He stared at me, then slowly dismounted, swayed. I caught his arm. "You're bleeding again." "It's nothing." "It's not nothing. You shouldn't be riding. You should be resting. And you should be home with your husband." His gray eyes held mine. "Not chasing fugitives into the wilderness." "I'm not chasing anyone. I'm leaving." "Leaving what?" "Everything." Understanding flickered across his face. "Because of me." "Because of me." I let go of his arm. For the first time in my life, I made a choice that was mine, and I'm not going back. "Where will you go?" "I don't know, west maybe? California. Somewhere no one knows Dr. Pryce's wife." "Eleanor, don't." My voice cracked. "Don't tell me I'm making a mistake. Don't tell me to go home. I can't, I won't." The rain fell harder. Lightning flickered. "There's a cabin," Rafe said. "Half a mile ahead. We should get out of the storm." You saved my life. Twice. I'm not leaving you out here alone." Something in my chest tightened. "You don't owe me anything." "Maybe not, but I'm staying anyway." The cabin was small. 1 room, a fireplace, a table and 2 chairs. It smelled like old smoke and pine. Rafe got the fire going while I wrung out my dress. We didn't speak, just moved around each other like we'd done this 100 times. When the fire caught, he sat heavily in a chair. His face was gray. "Let me see your shoulder." "It's fine. It's bleeding. And you look like you're about to pass out." He hesitated, then unbuttoned his shirt. The wound had reopened. "Not badly, but enough. I'd need to clean it, rewrap it." "Stay still," I said. I worked quietly, my hands steady. This I knew how to do. This I understood. "Thank you," he said. "For the letter, for telling the truth. You gave me proof. I just delivered it. You did more than that. You believed me when no one else would." "I believed you when I opened the door." "Why?" It was the same question Ben had asked. The same question I'd been asking myself. I don't know, I said honestly. When I looked at you, I just knew. Knew what? That you were worth saving. His hand caught mine, stopped me mid-rap. So are you? The words hit harder than they should. I pulled away, finished the bandage. Done, I said. We sat by the fire. The storm raged outside. Inside, everything was warm and quiet. What will you do now? I asked. Keep moving. California, maybe. Find work. Stay out of trouble. And if trouble finds you, then I'll run, like I always do. He looked at me. What about you? I don't know. I've never not known before. It's terrifying. It's freedom. Is that what this feels like? He smiled, sad and knowing. Yeah, that's what it feels like. We fell silent. The fire crackled. Rain drummed on the roof. You could come with me, he said quietly. My heart stopped. What? To California. We could, I don't know, start over, both of us. You don't know me. I know you risked everything to save a stranger. I know you're brave and stubborn and probably too good for me. He leaned forward. But I'd like to know more, if you'll let me. I should say no. Should tell him I needed time, space, to figure out who I was without being someone's wife. But when I looked at him, I didn't see a stranger. I saw possibility, adventure, a life that could be mine. I don't love you, I said. I barely know you. I know, and I won't be another man's possession. I've been that. I'm done. I'm not asking you to belong to me. I'm asking if you want to travel the same road. The difference mattered, changed everything. For how long? As long as it works, as long as we both choose it. Choose, that word again, the word that changed my life. All right, I heard myself say, California. His smile was worth everything I'd lost. We stayed in the cabin that night, separate corners, separate lives beginning to converge. By morning, the storm had passed. The sun broke through clouds like a promise. We packed what little we had, shared the horse, headed west toward whatever came next. Behind us, Cottonwood Falls grew smaller, my old life, my old self, all of it fading into memory. Ahead was uncertain, unknown, terrifying. But it was mine. And for the first time in 7 years, that was enough. 6 months later, a letter arrived in Cottonwood Falls. Sheriff Dawson held it up to the light. California postmark, no return address, but he knew who it was from. Inside, a single pressed wildflower and words in neat handwriting. Thank you for believing the truth. We are well, we are free. The sheriff smiled, tucked the letter in his desk drawer. Some stories, he thought, deserved to end well. California was nothing like Kansas. The mountains rose green and endless. The ocean stretched beyond sight. Everything here was bigger, wilder, more alive. We found work in a small coastal town. Rafe at the docks loading ships, me at a seamstress shop, mending clothes for miners' wives. Simple work, honest work, work we chose. Our room was small, one window overlooking the harbor, a table, 2 chairs, a bed we shared without shame or secrecy. At night we'd sit by that window and watch the ships come in, their lanterns bobbing in the darkness like fallen stars. Do you miss it? Rafe asked one evening. Your old life? I thought about that. The big house, the respectability, the perfect emptiness of being Dr. Pryce's wife. No, I said. I don't miss it at all. Not even a little? Maybe the garden. I had roses, red ones that bloomed in June. He was quiet for a moment. Then we could plant roses here. Could we? Why not? Build a small place. Nothing fancy, just ours. Ours. The word still felt new, still felt like freedom. I'd like that, I said. His hand found mine in the darkness. I love you, Eleanor Pryce. It was the first time he'd said it. 6 months of traveling together, working together, building a life together, and he'd never said the words until now. I love you too, I whispered. But I'm not Eleanor Pryce anymore. Who are you then? I don't know yet, still figuring it out. He smiled, kissed my forehead. Take your time, I'm not going anywhere. But the past, I learned, has a way of finding you. 3 weeks later, a man arrived at the docks, older, well-dressed. He asked questions about Rafe Hollis. Rafe came home that night, pale and quiet. "Someone's looking for me," he said. My heart dropped. The law? No. Worse, Marcus Webb's brother. The man Rafe had been accused of killing. The man whose death had started everything. What does he want? I don't know, but I won't run this time. His jaw set. I'm done running. Then we face him together. Eleanor. Together, I said firmly. That's what we agreed. Same road, same choices. The meeting was set for the next day. Noon, at the harbor. We arrived early. The sun was high and bright. Seagulls circled overhead. The ocean crashed against the pier. And there he stood, Thomas Webb, older than his brother, grayer, but with the same strong jaw, the same steady eyes. He looked at Ray for a long moment. Then at me. "So you're the woman who saved him," he said. "I am. And you believe he's innocent?" "I know he's innocent." Thomas nodded slowly. "So do I." Rafe's breath caught. "What?" "I found letters in my brother's belongings. Letters from Dr. Pierce, threatening him, telling him to keep quiet about the medicine theft." Thomas pulled out a folded paper. The last one was dated the day Marcus died. He handed it to Rafe. We read it together. The proof we'd never had. The proof that cleared Rafe's name completely. "Why are you here?" Rafe asked quietly. "Why now?" "Because my brother deserved justice. Real justice. Not the convenient kind that blamed you." Thomas looked at the ocean. "And because I wanted to meet the man my brother died trying to expose, to tell you I'm sorry. For what you went through. For what they did to you." Rafe's eyes filled. "I tried to save him. I tried." "I know." Thomas's voice was gentle. "The ranch hands told me, said you held his hand, stayed with him until the end. That's more than some family would do." The words broke something in Rafe. He'd carried the guilt for so long, carried the weight of being blamed for a man's death. And now, finally, someone believed him. "Thank you," Rafe managed. "For coming, for the truth." Thomas nodded, turned to leave, then stopped. "There's a reward," he said, "for information leading to the real killer." Pierce was arrested, convicted, $5,000. $5,000. Enough to buy land, build a house, start a real life. "It's yours," Thomas said. "If you want it." Rafe looked at me. I saw the question in his eyes, saw the fear that money might change us, that it might bring back the old world we'd left behind. "We'll take it," I said, "but not for ourselves. We'll use it to help others. People who need a second chance, like we did." Thomas smiled. "My brother would have liked that." He tipped his hat. "Good luck to you both." He walked away, left us standing on the pier with the proof of innocence and the promise of a future. We bought land that spring, 10 acres in the hills above the coast, far enough from town for privacy, close enough for community. We built a house, small, simple, with our own hands. Rafe did the heavy work. I planned the design. We argued about where to put the windows, laughed when the roof leaked, celebrated when the fireplace finally drew properly. And we planted roses, red ones, in the front garden where the morning sun hit first. People came, slowly at first. Lost souls, broken people. Those who needed a place to heal, to rest, to start over. We gave them work, gave them time, asked no questions about their past. Because we understood, we'd both been those people once. One evening a year after we'd arrived in California, I stood in our garden and looked at what we'd built. The house with smoke rising from the chimney, the roses blooming bright against the weathered wood, Rafe chopping wood, his shirt damp with honest sweat. And I realized something. I'd finally found home, not in a place, but in a choice. In waking up every morning and choosing this life, this man, this uncertain, beautiful freedom. "Eleanor." I turned. Rafe stood in the doorway, backlit by the fire inside. "Actually," I said, walking toward him, "I've decided. I'm keeping the name, Eleanor. It's mine. I made it mine." Eleanor Hollis? We'd married quietly. No family, no church, just a justice of the peace and 2 witnesses we met that morning. It was perfect. "Eleanor Hollis," I agreed. "Has a nice sound." "It does." He pulled me close. "Come inside. Dinner's ready." "You cooked?" "Don't sound so surprised." I'm learning. I laughed, followed him into our home, into the warmth and light and life we'd built from nothing. Outside, the sun set over the Pacific, painting the sky in shades of gold and rose and deep, endless blue. 7 years of my life I'd waited for permission to live, waited for someone to tell me I mattered, that I was enough. And then a wounded stranger appeared at my door, and everything changed. Not because he saved me, but because saving him taught me to save myself. The door closed behind us, the fire crackled, the roses bloomed outside our window, and for the first time in my life, I was exactly where I chose to be. Free, loved, home, and the end. If this story of survival, courage, and unexpected love touched your heart, don't forget to like and subscribe to Wild West Untold Love for more tales of redemption on the frontier. And if a moment or a feeling in this story stayed with you, we'd love to hear it in the comments below. Because sometimes the strongest souls are forged in the darkest places, and the greatest love stories begin with the simplest act of kindness.